Yo, Everyday Superpower, the place where you learn about body language, relationships, game, and everything in between. 2 links down in the description of this video. 1 links to the catalogue of body language, where I teach you how to read people from A to B to C. Alright, you can learn how to understand people, read their minds through their unconscious behaviours. Secondly, there's a link to the Patreon as to where you will join me in watching real dates in real time. I'll break down the attraction and repulsion cues. You'll never forget the information. Now, topic of conversation today, right? If you want to be deemed feminine by a woman, if you want to shoot yourself in the foot with a woman, don't make this mistake. Yes, a lot of men do it. I think, arguably, if you've not been taught not to do this, I think men naturally might do this just for the sake of being naive and trying to shoot down competition and so forth. I'm going to go into depth on this. Now, what I'm going to tell you is do not talk down on the next woman. Don't slag off women around someone you're trying to attract. Don't slag off men around someone you're trying to attract. So basically, be an honourable man that does not talk ill, at least not in a bitchy, feminine manner, to a woman you're trying to attract. Let's talk about women first. So, if you are to talk ill of other women around the woman you are trying to attract, you are going to repulse her purely as not only is it a feminized behavior, she's going to get around with her girlies and gossip about women and put them down in a detrimental manner. You're going to be associated. You're going to be guilty by association. She's going to place you in a feminine box. What is yin and yang? One is feminine, one is masculine. What is yin and yang? It's perfect counterbalance. 50-50, the masculine and the feminine. If you had to counterbalance that femininity, as a man, you should keep your mouth closed. Women are social beings, men a little more so independent. You don't need to concern yourself with other people in a negative manner. There should be no space in your heart to try to break down others in order to create communication with women. We build, we don't break down. Yes, you can have ill thoughts about no one. You don't give them space in your mind. You continue onwards and you kill them off with your success. You leave them coming back to you. You leave them watching you. You don't have time for the opinions of them little ants. Yes? The people bother me. The people wind me up. Yeah, of course. Have I got emotions like any human being? Yes. But do I need to go out of my way to express myself in a negative manner as far as women are concerned to women? No. Why am I giving a woman, someone who shouldn't be even touching my masculine space and energy and mindset, why should I give them the time of day to bother me to that extent? Not only that, but look at the flip side. If I can talk about women in a detrimental manner, I can talk about this woman I'm trying to attract in that manner. And that's why also pillow talking tends to be a bit funny. Going out of your way to talk about your sexual escapades in such great detail that there's no room for the imagination. If you do it to that woman, you're going to do it to the woman you're engaging with, communicating with. Her anti-slut defense is going to be ringing alarm bells. Okay? That's going to be detrimental for her replication rate. She's not going to want some man going around talking about her and what she gets up to, right? When you go on a date, what happens, right? Does the woman say, let's go back and have sex? Or does the woman say, oh, shall we go and have drinks at yours? Alright, have you seen how indirect it is? It just happens to happen, right? There's no overt communication and agreement when it comes to it, because the woman doesn't do that. The woman doesn't possess the accountability that a man has. So when it comes to the sexual nature of a woman, it just happened, right? It just happened. It's so romantic, so mystical, right? It just happened. Now, let's talk about the flip side. You yourself are talking about another man. You're bitching about a man to the woman. You're putting yourself below this man. I praise men who speak ill of me around their partners. because it garners interest from their partners. This is a tale as old as time. You are planting seeds that will flourish in the mind of your woman you are speaking to when you speak ill of another man, because it probably stems from envy, it probably stems from jealousy, and that woman is going to start to think, well, what has this man got, what this person who is so distraught by him, what has he got what he hasn't? Why does he make my man feel insecure? So this is why you don't speak ill of other men around your partner, unless you are safe and secure in the energy that it doesn't come from envy or jealousy. If there is a genuine distaste in your mouth for this person, potentially there's space to speak and be honest and to give a part of you which other people don't, to create intimacy, right? So there's always a spectrum as to what you should and shouldn't talk about, and how far and invested you should be in particular people. But being insecure about other men and telling the love of your life indirectly that you are insecure of this man through whichever reason, you're going to create an incredible pull and attraction and air of forbidden fruit within that dynamic. You're going to triangulate it against your favour. I'm telling you. So to put a long story short, when you can avoid talking ill of other people, whether it be woman or man, around somebody you are sexually attracted to, don't. This conversation's about us, it's not about nobody else. I've only got you on my mind. You, my business, my direction, my ambition, my drive to do better, to provide, to create a fruitful future with those whom I deem necessary to share it with me. It's irrelevant the people around me. Let's say somebody stepped on my toes and held me back, right? It's none of her business to hear from that. I might meet a man for that conversation and say, we need to do something about this leech, about this rodent. We need to take action and be fruitful in our progression against that in a productive manner. To go to the woman and engage emotionally about how another man has hurt us is only going to be in detriment to how we are perceived by this woman. Oh, men can't talk about feelings, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, I've been an emotional man. I've been a teenager with hormones surging through the roof. I've experienced this 5 times over. The experience of being heavy-handed, emotionally speaking. Of being insecure of oneself and what one can provide, through to a background that wasn't of my favour, of what wasn't of my choice. And you've had to look backwards and unlock the secrets of your past and how it links to your psyche, unwire it and become the man your biology wanted you to be. You can pass on stories, pass on tales. Oddly, gossip developed from our ancestry when we were working in smaller tribes as a survival mechanism to ensure we were aware of who we were working with, right? So quite contradictorily, one could say that gossip can be used in your favour in order to engage in the tightening of a friendship and relationship. But you shouldn't sit around chatting about the mundanities of others. I mean, it will be exciting for the woman, but she will see weakness in you. A law of power is to say less than necessary. You're not going to stir up her fascination by letting her into the inner depths of your mind 24 hours a day, anytime she wants. everything that bothers you. Yes? And if she sees you bothers, she will see your boundaries. Do you know when we speak on shit testing and the pushing of boundaries to see who you are and what you're willing to stand for? She won't even need to test you if she can just allow you to express every single facet of who you are to her. And guess what happens when she understands you to your fullest? You're boring. There's nothing more to work out. I know the ins and outs of that video game. I don't want to play it no more. It's not exciting to me. It's not thrilling to me no more. There's nothing more to understand or work out. Yes, 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 yes. Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense. I say this in response to participating in 100,000 different conversations around girls that men have been interested in, and they have spoken harsh of other women, maybe due to their weight, due to their aesthetic. And I sit back and I look and I perceive this as incredible feminine behaviour. Because the masculine man needn't worry about women he isn't interested in. Why do you need to proclaim the fact you deem her unattractive, you see? Why are you trying to break that woman down as a grown man? Why are you bothered about that? That's a step below wanting to break down the man who you deem competitive in your sexual market. I can understand that a little more so. But to go forth and try to entertain a woman by breaking down somebody that shares her biology, you're going to make her feel uncomfortable and you're going to be deemed as feminine because she gets that from her girlfriends. She shouldn't get that from her man. On that note, I'm signing out. If that was some game, click like, click subscribe. Peace.